Good evening. Clyde has the night off. Now straight to our top story. A Fort Mitchell man wounded after an intruder bursts into his apartment and fires 4 shots.
Police say it's likely a case of mistaken identity. 9 News reporter Tom McKee broke this story at noon, and he's live in Fort Mitchell with new developments. Tom?
Well, Carol, imagine being forced to lie on the ground with a gun pointed at the back of your head. Well, that's what a resident of Cookbook Lane here was forced to endure today in broad daylight. Now, he was wounded slightly, grazed by a bullet, one of 4 fired by the robber in this particular case. But for family reasons, police are not naming him, and neither are we. But suffice it to say, he's lucky to be alive tonight. Fort Mitchell detectives spent Friday tracking the path of bullets and collecting evidence from the Cookbook Lane building. The gunshots rang out just before noon, startling one resident who was packing to move.
I just heard like 2 or 3 gunshots. So I came out of the moving truck, and the landscaping guy that witnessed it all was running across the parking lot.
Police said a total of 4 shots were fired, 1 inside the apartment and 3 more outside as the gunman fled. This began when a resident answered a knock on his door. The suspect burst inside, a struggle ensued, and the resident found himself on the floor, a gun pointed at his head. According to police, it's a likely case of mistaken identity, with another apartment a likely target. Why? Because this police report filed August 27th shows a burglary where an AK-47 rifle and 400 rounds of ammunition were taken.
It's pretty terrifying.
That was the feeling of Samantha Kerr and Lauren Schulte, who live in a nearby building.
To hear something like that happen in just arm's distance really shook me up. I wasn't even able to eat lunch.
Everyone I spoke with said this type of crime is very rare in Fort Mitchell, but it did serve as a reminder for residents here to keep alert.
I think it could have happened anywhere, really, but it definitely makes me think twice again about opening the door, but also about like locking our door more and making sure that this door's shut completely all the way.
Now, Tanya, police say the suspect fled in an older model green Ford Explorer with Kentucky plates on it. Of course, anybody with information should call the Fort Mitchell Police Department or Crime Stoppers, and we all know that number, 513-352-3040.
But worth reminding folks, Tom McKee live for us tonight in Fort Mitchell on Cookbook Lane.